I'm officially leaving the US to permanently live abroad, and I actually can't even believe I'm saying that. Oh my God. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Clearly this video is about not only me moving abroad as an expat, like what, but also to help you in your journey if you are looking to make a big leap as well, because there's so many things that I've learned along this past year of travel and exploration that I definitely want to share with you and I think can impact you as well. But before we dive in, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button because I'm going to be sharing this expat journey it's so much bigger than travel. Like there's so many life lessons that are learned. So if any of my journey has inspired you, or you want to learn to take your own risks, your own leaps, or maybe you're thinking about moving abroad too, either way, hit that subscribe button and lock in with your girl. All right, so if you're new here, even if you're not, let's catch you up to speed, okay? This time last year, exactly a year ago, I was crying on my living room floor that was empty, full of boxes, and I was packing all my stuff to put it in storage to explore, right? I was calling it the liberation season because I really just wanted to see what else was outside of my comfort zone. So I hit the ground running. My godfather was like, hey, put your stuff, here. You could regroup at my house when my lease was up. My lease was up, I want to say about 3.5 weeks before I actually took off to go on my first trip. And y'all, I did not know what I was doing. Like I was like, I know kind of what I want to do, but I really did not know. Like I did not know. And that's a big part of why I think I wasn't pulled to share and document so much, because nothing felt like stable. Like I was just like, I have no idea what I'm doing. And I guess I almost felt this fear of like letting people down or saying I was going to do something and then what if it didn't work out the way I said it was going to work out. And I had to let that go, because a big part of the journey that I've experienced in this past year has really been about surrendering, right? Like I cannot say enough how much the verse, seek first the kingdom and all else will be added unto you, like that just resonates with me so much differently now after this year of traveling, because nothing else matters if you're not seeking the Lord first, like period. So whenever you get those moments where you're scared, you're fearful, you're doubtful, go to God. Pray about it, ask for discernment, ask for wisdom, ask for guidance, and not only ask for those things, but then take action, because that's when the doors will start opening and you'll be like, oh, I can see more clearly now. So here are some key core things that I have learned that I believe you will benefit from too, just from the experience that I've had. Now, this first thing is very important. All of them are important, but this one is like, takes the cake. Use your discernment in who you tell about your leaps. When you're about to do something big, something life-changing, or a pivot that you've never done before, a couple things happen. Number one, you may be excited. You're like, oh my God, I can't wait to tell the people around me. Like, I can't wait. I'm excited, right? That's one of the sentiments. The other is, oh my gosh, I have no idea what to do. I'm scared. I'm nervous. I don't know if I should do this. Either or. Those two things will prompt you to go tell somebody, and you have to use your discernment on who you tell in this moment, because it's such a precious, sensitive time, especially if you're not completely certain within yourself about the journey, about the leap. That one act of telling the wrong person, it can deter you, it could derail you, especially if the enemy knows that you own to something. So you have to be very protective about the energy that's around you when you're about to make a big jump, a big change, right? And I'm not saying that could be all bad. Sometimes you may tell somebody and the person who may be closest to you, someone who really loves you, they could project their own fears, doubts, worries, or selfishness onto you. And it could definitely impact how you feel about the decision that you want to make, right? So you gotta be locked in. You and God, locked in, pray about it, and truly use your discernment. If you get a little nudge that's telling you like, might not be time to tell this person, or might not be time to share this with this person yet, don't do it. Now, I will say I have an amazing support system. I've had people around me that are like mostly encouraging, like mostly like, oh my God, I'm so excited for you, like let's go, But I think it's natural for people who love you and care about you to either have some reservations or some questions, or they might even have their own little smidget of selfishness because they love you and care about you so much that they don't want you to go, right? They're like, oh no, like I'm gonna lose this person in my life, I'm gonna lose, it's that, again, projection a bit of fear. And you really got to be grounded in yourself and your decisions to not let that affect you. That goes for social media. Because everybody who's watching you may not have your best interests at heart, or that there may be a spirit of envy in them that may be projecting onto you. So pray for protection over you as you begin to share with others in the season that you're in, because again, like I said, it's very, very precious. And it's important that you protect that energy as you make this life change. All right. Number 2, and I get this question a lot, like, how do you know what place to choose, or how do you know, where to go next? And this applies to any leap that you're taking as well. How do you know this is the right decision? How do you know if this is God telling you to do this versus you telling you to do this, or maybe it's the enemy? Like, all these swirling thoughts can also be a distraction. So first, I'm always gonna go back to talk with God about it, ask for that clarity, that peace, that direction. But then also, I am a big firm believer in exposure therapy. Like, and not in the sense of like getting over a phobia, kind of maybe, but more so like, you don't know until you actually do the thing. You don't know until you do the thing. So for example, when I was about to leave last year and I had no idea where I wanted to go, one of the best pieces of advice that I got from someone was just go live there for a couple weeks or a couple months and see if you like it. If you don't, you can always come back. If you don't, you can always change your mind, right? So it's the same thing with whatever leap you're gonna take. Just try it. Like, just do it. See what happens. I think there's this fear around like, what if I mess up? What if I change my mind? What if I go back on the things that I said I was gonna do? Who cares? Who cares? You created an experience that taught you a new lesson. You can never fail with that. Even if you quote unquote fail, now you've added even more to your toolbox to be able to not fail in the future. It's always going to benefit you some way. So if all that clutter starts to try to come in, like I said, go to God first, release that from yourself, and then take a step. Whatever that step looks like, just take a step. Okay, that's huge. Number 3, and this is a big one, and I think something that I have struggled with for a long time, and this is preparation. Another one of the most common questions I get is like, how did you prepare? How much did you save? And honestly, y'all, I am very type B. So like a person like me, I don't really have the fear. So I'm just like, we'll just see what happens, and whatever happens, happens. But if that whatever does happen, and that happens to be a wall, a roadblock, if I don't have the foresight to plan for whatever that could possibly be that might make me feel unsafe or uncertain or whatever the case may be, then I'm putting myself in a position to where now I have to scramble, right? Now I got to figure it out. And I'm like, oh, that figuring it out along the way could become stressful if I don't set myself up for success. But then my people who are like over planners, and you got to have things a certain way, and if not, then you're not going to act. I would say give yourself some guardrails, give yourself some safety and some planning so that you do feel safe and structured, but don't over strategize and over plan for the what if, because that could also be rooted in fear, right? Like, again, it boils down to the balance. Don't be neglectful or irresponsible, but don't overthink and over plan to the point where you don't act at all, So that's my 2 cents on that. Ask yourself these questions. What's the thing that I fear the most with taking this leap? Write it down, right? It could be a couple things. It could be one thing, whatever it is. Figure out what those things are, and then have like a contingency plan for in the case that those things happen, because that will help you feel more at ease with whatever it is that you're doing. The next question is, what would happen if everything went the way that I wanted it to? Write them all out, write all of those things out, and then create a plan to prepare for those things to happen, because now your expectation is set. Like, I know these things are going to happen. I want them to happen. I'm going to make them happen. And now you can have a plan to help them happen without the fear of the things that will go wrong. You know what I mean? And then those will work together to become your strategy. Got it? All right, next thing. This is probably one of the biggest things that holds people back, and is fear. You have to let go of the fear. Do not let this fear, like this deep-rooted fear, stop you from taking the leap that you want to take, no matter what that leap is. Fear will literally hold you back. Like anything that you want to do, any leap that you want to take, it will quite literally hold you back from doing the things that you desire, from enjoying the things that you want to do. Like, you get to choose. The other thing that fear will do, especially if you plan on traveling long term, living abroad, whatever the case may be, it will cocoon you. Like, you won't even be able to truly enjoy the experiences that you want to create because you're so afraid. Like going outside and walking down the street, going to that event solo. Maybe you're by yourself. Like, you got to get out your comfort zone and trust yourself. You have to trust yourself to know, I'm going to be okay. I'm a smart person. I have wisdom, right? And if you don't, let's gain those skills, right? Tap in with the Most High and just do it. Just do it. That fear will eat you up. I'm telling you, your spidey senses will not lead you astray. And if you aren't the type of person to have your head on swivel, have situational and environmental awareness, that's something you need to practice, especially before going to live abroad. Because if you take your entitlement to thinking like, oh, like the world is so beautiful and nothing's ever going to happen to me, and you take that into your travel experience or even your experience, whatever you decide to do, that's the thing that can hinder you. You have to find that healthy balance between not letting fear control you and having a heightened sense of situational and environmental awareness so that you can move accordingly, right? Being smart, common sense is not always people's common. So you got to practice that skill of just not being in la la land. Okay? I say that with love. Last but not least, you got to take inventory of yourself and assess what you want and how you want to live and the things that are holding you back from living that life or being the version of you that you aspire to be, right? Because if you feel stuck, if you feel like maybe you haven't reached this point in your life that you thought you were going to reach by this time, you have to take accountability and look at the things within to say, okay, who have I become that I am attracting XYZ? What have I done or not done that has put me in this boat that I'm in? And the reason why I say you need to do this is because if you don't, that is going to follow you no matter where you go. Okay, granted, yes, certain environmental changes can impact your mental health, your energy, your mood, all that good stuff, right? But deep down, if there's some things that you haven't done, dealt with, or figured out, just moving to a new country is not going to magically change you. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it can help. It can definitely help, but you got to deal with you within, because if not, those same things will just follow you no matter where you go. You got to sort through that stuff. And of course, you probably already know I'm going to say this. Having a strong relationship with the Lord is also going to help you with that, because the Holy Spirit will speak to you in ways that you might not speak to you. The Holy Spirit will pull out some things within you that you might have been blind to. And the closer you get to God, the more aligned your life will be. And it'll make things so much more clear to you, where you won't have these like, oh, I don't know, I'm unsure, I'm afraid. Yes, you're human. You'll have those human moments. But at the same time, it won't feel like strain. It won't feel like confusion. It will feel like peace. It'll feel like ease. And so God had to work some things out of me through my travels. Like, it's easy for me to pick up, pack up, and just go and explore. But at the same time, the thing that God had to work out of me was relying so heavily on myself for everything, right? I got it. I'll do it. Need to make money? I'm just going to work 3 times as hard. Need to make something shake with this business idea? I'll figure it out. Like, and a lot of it was related to business, money, and lack. That little ball of like money and lack has been a little seed that the enemy has planted inside me since I quit my job. Over 10 years ago. And it didn't matter how much money I made, how much success I acquired, how many things that I created to create freedom and independence. It did not matter how far I grew, because I allowed that little seed to like start growing inside of me and convince me that I'm the one in charge, right? Like, I'll figure it out. God, I know you are the ultimate. I know you got a plan, but like, I'm gonna go do my plan. And then I'll check in with you after my plan don't work. No, like, God really had to sit me down and be like, girl, listen, if you don't fix this, you're going to suffocate by it. And so God has shown me time and time again, like, the key and the secret to truly living in abundance is fully letting go. Fully. I truly believe that that's what helped me to break the chains of like survival mode. Truly. Because you can have $1 million in the bank and still be in survival mode. A big part of my surrender was really being like, okay, God got it. Like, and that took practice. That took so much practice, because I'm like, okay, well, I have to stop just solely leaning on me and my plans and my ideas. Like, yes, those are great things and I love executing on them. But at the same time, if I am like white knuckles on the wheel trying to drive the boat, and God's like, I ain't tell you to go over there. I ain't tell you to do that. I'm stressed and strained trying to get the boat to my destination. I'm hitting rough waters. I'm trying to dodge elements. And God's like, well, first of all, let go of the wheel. Okay, you doing too much. Second of all, you're already good. So why are you worried? Why are you worried? I'm telling y'all, that has been the biggest lesson that I've had to learn, is to really let go. Let go and listen and follow God's instruction. How do you understand what that is? Read your word. Let the Holy Spirit download some things into you, okay? Because no matter what your thing that you struggle with, or maybe this mindset, this thought process, whatever the case may be, whatever that thing is, it's going to amplify if you just up and abandon what's familiar, what's safe, what's comfortable. That thing that you think provides you with this sense of security and safety is going to amplify. And so you got to be ready for that. You know why? Because the enemy knows that too. And he's going to be like, oh, I know how to get her. I know how to get him. I know how to make him or her lose focus. I know how to sabotage this thing. All I got to do is bump, bump, bump. Those little things, you have to work on them. So that's why when I say take inventory, you need to know you better than the enemy knows you. Because sometimes you might skip a few things and think that life just is supposed to be this way. It's always been this way. And I don't know why. I haven't really assessed why it's been this way. The enemy knows why. And that's how you're able to stay in these loops, right? Spiritual warfare is real. Deep, deep down through your family even. So you have to figure out what's within you that has been keeping you stuck, that's kept you distracted. Maybe it's the thing that you latch onto for safety, power, control, right? This facade of safety, power, and control. And you have to understand what that is, because the enemy will use it against you to derail the whole train. But that would be my advice to you, no matter what leap you're taking. And as I embark on this journey of expat life, I'm bringing y'all along the journey with me. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, okay? Stay tuned, because in the next video, I'm going to be sharing with you where I'm going to be moving, all right? I will see y'all in the next video. Adios.